Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned to TAASC television station by your host, Adis Kudurat. Before I bring to you the big story, let's listen to the following headline. National Examination Council (NECO) accredited Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer to write both NECO and WAEC in February 2014. Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer emerged as the second best school in Benin in the just concluded LCP Best Spellers and Translators competition. Blue House picked the best trophy in the maiden edition of Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer Sports Festival held in December 2013. Topmost held this set forth. Welcome back. Now the news in full. The National Examination Council and the Ministry of Education Benin has successfully accredited and approved Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer to write both NECO and WAEC in their school in Cotonou. The principal, Mr. Bola, has what to say on this issue.
Accreditation exercise. As soon as a school is given approval by the government of the state, the government of Benin, I think the next thing for a school to do is to make sure that certificate examinations, being it the junior secondary school, being it the senior secondary school, is done in the school. That which we did with National Examination Council, NECO, in Lagos, Nigeria. Although, when we talked about accreditation exercise, most parents disbelieve us. They looked at our age and made comparison that since we are not Nigeria International School, it is obvious that we cannot have approval. But knowing what we are made up of, starting from the head of the school and the entire staff, we were too sure that we can have it. With the approval given to us from the Ministry of Education here in Benin, we forged ahead to Lagos, Nigeria to invite the education board. They came visiting the pre-accreditation exercise and eventually the accreditation exercise, which was made up of contingents not only from Lagos, but from also NECO headquarters in Minna. They came and look at our facilities, our classes, our school, and our teachers, as well as their qualifications, having the conviction that we've measured up to the status recommended by the examination board. They had no any other option left than to give us our approval. No wonder the 2014 junior WAEC exercise was written here in Cotonou. And of course, of what benefit is this to the children, to the parents, and to the school? To the school, first and foremost, is an evidence that the school is an approved school, and of course, we have all it takes to write an external examination or certificate examination. Now to the children. We are able to combat their psychological challenges, because leaving your school to go and write an examination in another school is a challenge on its own. You will not feel at home. You'll be strange. And of course, your knowledge might be defeated. No wonder some of them failed their examinations. To the parents, issue of having registered for an examination, then children that are not boarders, now sending them out to do and be a temporary boarder. The children that leaves home for the school, that was the way they were built up. To now go and stay elsewhere for maybe a week or a month to write an examination, you to think of it, the motherly care will be out of it. And of course, it costs the parents extra money to pay for this accommodation. Now, the moral part of it. We know the society is corrupt today. Now, when your child leave your domain for a week or two, that child might not come back the same. Particularly, should they mix up with the children that were not well brought up. With this, writing our exam here gave the parent access to the question papers on daily routine and be able to revise the child for the next examination. These are some of the advantages of writing the exam. God willing, by 2015, Topmost Academy will write its first WAEC and first senior NECO here in Benin without going outside.
The World Football Governing Body, FIFA, has given deadline to Nigeria to reinstate the SAC Nigeria Football Federation, but outside by Plateau State Court or reach heavy sanction for the action. Let's listen to my correspondent Owe Ozioma in Nigeria.
FIFA will not recognize any person or organ not elected in compliance with the NFF statutes, and therefore it is not considered the appointment made by the Minister of Sports. An elective congress has been duly scheduled by the NFF for 24th August 2014, and only decisions persons elected that will be considered legitimate. The letter from FIFA reads:
3 women have been arrested in Nigeria for recruiting female members for the Boko Haram militants. The women are said to have targeted widows and young girls, promising them marriage to Boko Haram members. The militant group has a female wing, the military says.
Last month, a female suicide bomber died when she tried to attack a barracks in Gombe State, the first case of its kind in Nigeria. The bomb detonated as she was being searched at a security checkpoint. One soldier was also killed.
The Inter-School LCP Best Spellers and Translator competition, hosted by the American Cultural Center, which was termed Survivor of the Fittest, was an arena open to different schools to prove their worth. My correspondent Bola Ontemitayo in TAASC has more to say on this issue.
Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer took the bull by the horn and added another feather to her cap by taking the second position. In the same vein, Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer also participated in the Junior Spelling Bee organized by India International School. Being the first of its kind and the school's first experience, they were not able to qualify for the final.
Blue House picked the best trophy in the maiden edition of Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer Sports Festival held in December 2013.
Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer First Inter-House Sports, which was held on the 11th December 2013, kicked off with match passed from the 4 different houses: green, yellow, blue and red, followed by 100 to 400 meter race. At the end of the sports festival, Blue House took the crown, followed by Red House, then Green House.
Honestly, I'm so happy because we were not expecting it, but by the grace of God, we won it. So with all our efforts and all that, we're able to come out the best. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy about it. Just as our motto, we fly highest. And the blue, when you look up the sky, the blue is the color of the sky. So I believe God that will still remain on top. And we're trying to put things together to make sure that we retain our trophy.
Actually, organizing a first festival in a school has 2 aims or more. But the major reason why this first festival was organized is that sports is part of learning, and the healthy body is a worthy mind. We believe that the student has more in terms of preparing them psychologically, mentally, and physically. So that is why the sports festival was organized. Actually, the just concluded sports festival, we did like about 4 games we are expecting that in the next one we'll see additional games in the competition, such as javelin and the swimming competition, and we want more schools to equally participate in that. And we'll equally change the location of the next sports competition. Hopefully we'll use the main stadium in this continent, in this part of Africa. Importance of sports to a school child. Sports enables the child and brings out the hidden talent in the child, because these things are things that are embedded in them. If we don't harness them as a school, we may not be able to know that they have great potentials in them. The professionals that we have now started in this form. So we are using this medium to integrate both academics and sports, and making sure that we equally take them to the highest level in their life.
The school management of Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer invite friends and well-wishers to the send forth of their beloved headmistress, Mrs. Daniels, who has worked selflessly to the upliftment of the school.
She was born in the late 60s in Ilesha to the family of Ogedengbe. Attended Methodist Preschool and St. Margaret Girls, all in Ilesha. Attended United Training Center, Oshodi. Worked with international breweries before proceeding to St. Andrew's College of Education, Oyo and UNAD, majoring in French. Worked with schools both in Ibadan and Lagos as class teacher, headmistress, and later as friend tutor. Married in 1997 to Japhet Daniels, now the General Overseer Communion Assembly and Pupils at College of Agriculture, Lankwese, Edo State, with 2 children, Lofa and Kome. Moved to Cotonou in 2009. Worked with Laurel before moving to Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer. Now, pupils, Western Hall College, Lankwese, Edo.
Listen to the following announcement. The school vacated yesterday, being 25th of July 2014, to resume on 8th September 2014. Parents are hereby informed that the school has made a policy that school fees must be paid a week before or the day of resumption. This brings us to the end of the news. Before we leave, let's take the recap of the headlines once again. National Examination Council, NECO, accredited Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer for both the junior and senior WAEC in February 2014. Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer emerged as the second best school in Bel-Air in the just concluded all CP Best Spellers and Translator competition. Blue House picked the best trophy in the maiden edition of Topmost Academy for Art, Science and Computer Sports Festival held in December 2013. That's the news. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more information.
I'm filled with plenty energy through the one who lives in me. I'm shining for the world to see, the greater one who lives in me. I've got divine ability. Yeah, it is Christ who strengthens